Welcome to Workers.com Staffing Pulse, Insights from the Frontline. Before we get started, we'd like to take a moment to celebrate an exciting milestone. This is our 50th episode. To every listener, subscriber, employer, recruiter, and job seeker who's joined us along the way, thank you. Your support and feedback have helped make this podcast a trusted resource for practical staffing insights and career guidance. We're grateful to have you as part of the Workers.com community, and we look forward to continuing to deliver practical staffing insights with new episodes twice each week. Now, let's dive into today's topic.
We're exploring a critical hiring strategy for businesses navigating today's economic landscape: cautious hiring. More specifically, we'll examine how temporary and temp-to-hire staffing solutions help employers reduce hiring risk, maintain workforce flexibility, and evaluate talent before making long-term hiring decisions, particularly across light industrial, manufacturing, warehousing, logistics, and other fast-moving industries.
Whether you're an employer looking to build a stronger workforce or a job seeker interested in understanding how today's hiring market is evolving, this episode offers practical insights you can put to work right away.
The economic winds are shifting. Inflation, interest rate hikes, and global supply chain disruptions are creating an environment of uncertainty. For many businesses, particularly those in light industrial sectors like manufacturing, warehousing, and logistics, this means a more conservative approach to hiring. The days of rapid, large-scale permanent hiring might be on hold. Instead, companies are looking for ways to adapt quickly, manage costs, and ensure they're bringing on the right people without long-term commitments they might later regret.
This is where temporary and temp-to-hire staffing agencies like Workers.com play a crucial role. They offer a flexible solution that allows companies to scale their workforce up or down as needed, test the waters with new hires, and ultimately make more informed decisions about permanent placements.
Let's break down why this cautious hiring approach is so effective and how businesses are leveraging these staffing models. First, let's talk about risk reduction. When the economic future is unclear, making a bad permanent hire can be a costly mistake. There are recruitment costs, onboarding expenses, training time, and then the cost of termination if it doesn't work out. Temporary staffing significantly mitigates these risks. Companies can bring on temporary workers for specific projects, seasonal demands, or to cover unexpected absences. If the need diminishes or the economic outlook worsens, the temporary contract can simply end. There's no need for lengthy layoff processes or severance packages. This agility is invaluable in volatile times.
Consider a manufacturing plant that's experiencing fluctuating order volumes. They might need extra hands on the assembly line for a few months due to a surge in demand, but they're unsure if that surge will last. Instead of hiring several new permanent employees who might become redundant if orders drop, they can partner with a staffing agency to bring in temporary workers. These workers fill the immediate need, and the company can reassess its long-term staffing requirements once the demand stabilizes. This also applies to warehousing and logistics. Peak seasons, like the holiday rush, demand a significant increase in staff. Temporary hires allow companies to meet this demand without overcommitting to permanent roles that would be unnecessary in the off-season.
Next, flexibility is a huge driver. Beyond just scaling up or down, temporary staffing offers flexibility in terms of skill sets. If a company needs a specific technical skill for a short-term project, they can often find that specialized talent through a staffing agency more quickly than if they were to recruit for it permanently.
Think about a distribution center that needs to implement a new inventory management system. They might need a few individuals with expertise in data entry and system operation for a few weeks to get the system up and running and train existing staff. A staffing agency can quickly source these individuals, allowing the company to proceed with the project without disrupting ongoing operations or investing in permanent hires for a role that might not exist in the same capacity later. This flexibility also extends to project-based work. Businesses undertaking specific time-bound projects can utilize temporary staff to ensure the project is completed efficiently without impacting the core team's capacity.
Now let's move to the third key benefit, talent evaluation. This is where the Temp-To-Hire model truly shines. It's a strategic bridge between temporary staffing and permanent employment, offering the best of both worlds. For employers, it's an extended low-risk interview period. Instead of relying solely on resumes and a few interviews, companies can observe a candidate's performance, work ethic, reliability, and cultural fit in a real-world setting. They can see how the temp employee handles the pressures of the job, interacts with colleagues, and contributes to the team's goals. This is particularly valuable in light industrial roles, where practical skills and a strong work ethic are paramount. A temp-to-hire arrangement allows a supervisor to assess an individual's ability to operate machinery safely and efficiently, their attention to detail on the production line, or their speed and accuracy in a warehouse environment.
For the worker, it's an opportunity to prove themselves. They can demonstrate their capabilities and commitment, and if they're a good fit, they have a clear pathway to a permanent position with benefits and stability. It's a win-win scenario. From a recruiting perspective, this model streamlines the hiring process. When a company decides to convert a temporary worker to a permanent employee, the staffing agency has already handled the initial screening, interviewing, and often the background checks. The company is essentially getting a pre-vetted candidate who has already proven their worth on the job.
Let's consider a specific example. A company is looking to fill a permanent role for a machine operator. They're finding it difficult to identify candidates with the right blend of experience and reliability through traditional means. They decide to work with a staffing agency on a temp-to-hire basis. The agency sources several candidates. The company brings on 2 of them as temporary employees. After a month, one worker consistently demonstrates excellent safety practices, a strong understanding of the machinery, and a positive attitude. The other struggles with the pace and doesn't quite meet the quality standards. The company then has the confidence to offer the first worker a permanent position, knowing they've made a well-informed decision. The second worker can be released without the same commitment or cost as a permanent hire. This process allows companies to build a pipeline of talent that they know and trust. They're not just filling a vacant seat. They're identifying individuals who are genuinely likely to succeed and contribute long-term.
So, how can businesses effectively implement these cautious hiring strategies using temporary and temp-to-hire staffing? First, clearly define your needs. Before engaging with a staffing agency, be precise about the roles you need to fill. What are the essential skills, the required experience, and the desired work ethic? The more clarity you have, the better the agency can source suitable candidates. For light industrial roles, this might involve specifying certifications, physical requirements, and the ability to work in a specific environment, for example, cold storage, loud machinery areas.
Second, partner with a reputable staffing agency. Look for agencies with a strong track record in your industry, particularly in light industrial placements. They should have a robust screening process, a deep understanding of the local talent pool, and a commitment to providing quality candidates. Workers.com, for instance, has extensive experience in connecting businesses with skilled light industrial talent.
Third, establish clear expectations for both temporary and temp-to-hire roles. Communicate the duration of temporary assignments, the criteria for conversion to permanent roles, and the performance metrics that will be used for evaluation. This transparency benefits both the company and the worker. For Temp-To-Hire, clearly outline the probationary period, the performance benchmarks, and the expected timeline for a permanent offer.
Fourth, actively manage your temporary workforce. Don't just place temporary staff and forget about them. Provide them with adequate training, supervision, and feedback. Engage with the staffing agency regularly to discuss performance and address any concerns. Treat your temporary workers with respect. They are representatives of your company on the floor.
Fifth, be prepared to make timely decisions. If you're using a temp-to-hire model, don't let good candidates slip away because you're indecisive. Have a process in place for evaluating candidates and making conversion offers within the agreed-upon time frame. The market for skilled labor, even in uncertain economic times, can be competitive.
Let's consider the specific challenges and opportunities in the light industrial sector. This sector often experiences cyclical demand, making flexible staffing solutions particularly beneficial. Seasonal fluctuations in agriculture, manufacturing, and retail distribution all require the ability to quickly ramp up and down.
For example, a food processing plant might experience a significant increase in production during harvest season. Temporary workers are essential to meet this demand. Similarly, a logistics company handling e-commerce orders will see a surge in volume leading up to major holidays.
The Temp-To-Hire model is also excellent for identifying individuals with the right physical stamina, attention to detail, and ability to follow safety protocols, all critical in light industrial environments. Many roles require operating machinery, working in potentially hazardous conditions, or performing repetitive tasks that demand focus and resilience. Observing a candidate perform these tasks over a period of weeks or months provides invaluable insight that a standard interview cannot replicate. Furthermore, in a tight labor market, using temporary staff can help fill critical roles faster. When a permanent position needs to be filled quickly, a staffing agency can often provide pre-screened candidates within days, allowing operations to continue uninterrupted. This is especially true for positions where there's a shortage of qualified applicants.
The economic shifts we're experiencing are not just a temporary blip. They represent a new normal for many businesses. The ability to adapt and remain agile in workforce management is no longer a competitive advantage. It's a necessity for survival and growth. Temporary and temp-to-hire staffing provide the flexibility and risk mitigation that businesses need to navigate these uncertain times. They allow companies to maintain operations, meet fluctuating demands, and make smarter, more informed hiring decisions.
By strategically leveraging these staffing solutions, businesses in the light industrial sector can not only weather economic storms, but also position themselves for success when conditions improve. They can build a more resilient, adaptable, and skilled workforce.
So, to recap, cautious hiring is the new reality for many businesses. Temporary staffing offers risk reduction and flexibility to scale operations up or down. Temp-to-hire provides an extended, practical evaluation period for potential permanent employees. Clear needs definition, strong agency partnerships, and active management are key to success. The light industrial sector, with its inherent cyclicality, benefits immensely from these flexible staffing models.
The takeaway is clear. Embracing temporary and temp-to-hire staffing is not just a tactical move. It's a strategic imperative for businesses aiming to thrive in today's dynamic economic environment.
Thank you for joining us for this special 50th episode of Workers.com Staffing Pulse, Insights from the Frontline.
Reaching this milestone wouldn't have been possible without you, our listeners, subscribers, employers, recruiters, and job seekers. Thank you for making us part of your professional journey and for helping us build a growing community dedicated to smarter hiring and stronger careers. We hope today's discussion has given you practical strategies for navigating cautious hiring with greater confidence.
If you found this episode valuable, please follow and subscribe to the podcast. Leave a review, give us a rating, like the video, and share it with your colleagues and professional network. Every follow, review, and share helps us reach more employers and workers looking for practical, real-world staffing insights. We'll be back with another episode soon, and as always, thank you for being part of the Workers.com community. Until next time, we'll see you on the front line.